keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts. We don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth. Don't play with the voice. Ay, let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts. We don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth. Don't play with the voice. We talk fake friends, side dudes, heartbreak too. Baby mamas, baby daddies, nothing off the menu. She ain't scared to speak it, now she built for the flame. Say your name without say your name, if it's smoke, it's the same. Energy loud, teeth stay hot. Truth hit different when it land on the spot. So fix your face, don't flinch, don't scam. It's the queen of real talk, yeah, that's Am. Let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts, we don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth, don't play with the voice. Ay, let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts, we don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth, don't play with the voice.
Hey, everybody. Hold on, y'all. This thing done changed so much, y'all. Damn. What's up, Terry Dow, Michaela, Brandy, T Nice, Lolita, Beverly, Caramel Cutie, Cheryl, Miss Ashley, Robin, Chris, me, Bree, Brina. Yes, y'all, come on through. If I forgot you, I'm sorry. Spicy Brown. I think I seen Spicy Brown too. But let's see. Let me read my disclaimer first, y'all. What's up? Can you hear me? I hear you now. I'm going to read the disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer. Under the Section 107 of the Copyrights Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right. What's up, Upper? Let me tell Krisha
what's going on. Hey, chat. Hey, y'all.
Let me get Krisha over
here. Good evening, everybody.
Hey, everybody coming in. So, Upper, have you been following? Hey, MJ Strong. Have you been following?
Hey, MJ Strong.
Have you been following what you? Hey, God's child. You've been following Latrice Allen with this whole thing.
You know what? I don't. Yeah, well, somewhat. Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, I've been listening to what her son has been saying, and you know what's crazy, Amber?
What?
My coworker actually is a content creator or a blogger in that sector. So
really?
Also. Yes, her name is Scorpio Goddess. So I was actually asking her a little bit about it. Yeah. I think it's Scorpio Goddess. I think, yeah. She might follow you. I don't know, because she kind of looks into this sector a little bit here and there too. But she told me a little bit about it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna look at Krisha gonna come, but we're gonna look at some of the stuff right now, and then we'll do a dialogue on. We'll stop and dialogue it.
Okay. You waiting on Krisha?
Because Krisha pretty much know what's going on. But no, me and you finna look at it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all asking who my mama is when y'all probably only know us from her most popular video, one of her most popular videos.
That's all you do is be on Snapchat court ass. Yeah, I'm gonna call you though. I'm not gonna take a bath. I'm gonna have to call you right back. I got shit. I'm gonna call you right back. All right, I'm gonna call you. God damn shit, I did that. I was a bitch. Get out my mouth, Katie. Oh, mama asked. That's why she gotta go take a bath.
My mama been using us for content as a way to make money, as a way out for the longest. For the motherfucking longest. But this gonna be the story time about how my mama pulled a motherfucking gun on me and pointed that bitch in my head. I'm not denying it at this point. I was a sneaky little motherfucker. When you strict as fuck and you don't allow your child to be comfortable with you, of course they gonna hide shit from you. My mama could never say she knew me. She only knew the version of me that I showed her. And another disclaimer, my mom let me know on multiple occasions she had no issue taking my life. And bitch, if you ever hit me, and I'ma shoot you. And she just always fantasized about situations where she could take my life. Something fucking wrong with her. It was like my mom found excitement in punishing me. Like, yes, this bitch finally did something bad. I got an excuse to be evil. But this particular time, a bitch wasn't being evil. When I said I was being sneaky, I kept little shit from my mama. I wasn't trying to fucking rob banks and go sell drugs and hop out the windows to go fuck or none of that. And even if I was, she created the motherfucking monster. That's the monster she created. It was like my mama hated it when I became friends with boys. She didn't give a fuck if they was gay, straight, but especially when they were straight, she would always like accuse me of trying to sneak and do stuff with them and just all types of fucked up ass shit. We had visited my hometown. We was driving back to Georgia. While we were in my hometown, I was at my cousin Mary's house, and we was over there smoking. While we was over there, I was texting a friend of mine trying to tell him to try to come and smoke with us, but he wasn't gonna be able to make it. My mama was controlling, so she always took my phone at random moments because she always felt like she was gonna catch me doing something. So as we're about like 20 minutes from the house, driving from Florida back to Georgia, I'm scrolling on my phone on the passenger side. I had deleted our earlier text thread about us smoking, just in case my mom took my phone and read our messages and saw this motherfucker. We was texting me and we was texting again, but it was like was picking up from where the fuck we left off. So it looked like I was deleting messages, which I was, but not in the way that she thinks. Mind y'all, when my mama makes some shit up in her mind, that's what it is. So my mama assumed that because the messages was gone, that we was talking about fucking, and she was talking about, yeah, you was trying to fuck and you was trying to suck dick, and she was like going in. She mushing me in my face. She not listening as I'm trying to explain. She hitting me in the face with my phone. Bitch, I snapped. I just snapped. I start screaming and I just start punching the motherfucking airbag. She pulled her gun out her purse and she pointed at my head and said, bitch, I'll kill you. And I said, you going to jail. Do it, you going to jail. Do it, you going to jail. I was ready to die that night. She never did it no more. I don't think she ever reached for her gun no more after that because she knew she wasn't going to do it. Baby, you got other kids to live for, and if you want to see them grow up, you're going to move smart. I started to see through all her tactics at this point. It was no all the bullying, all the slick comments. Nothing was working on me no more. You could do whatever you wanted to do. I was on that with you. Bitch, my mama treated me like a bitch in the streets. My mama treated me like a bitch in the streets. She'll raise her hand up to me before she'll raise her hand up to a bitch in the streets, bro. My auntie Shannon looked my mama in her eyes and said I would have beat your ass. And my mama stood right there and cried. But my mama full-fledged fought me.
Okay, so Upper, seeing that part right there, do you think she was right? Do you think she was wrong? Do you think it's both of them? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I look at it like this. Anytime somebody is telling a story, you always have to remember that they're always going to tell the story in a way that they perceive it. So just because that's what he's saying doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way that Latrice perceives it. So when you hear both of the stories, they're both saying, oh, he's lying, oh, she's lying. And to them, they may actually believe that the other party is lying because they may have perceived it differently. But I actually, so when it comes to what do I believe him and her to a certain extent when it comes to what happened in the household, because it sounds to me And he's kind of almost kind of, when it comes to his part, what I will say that I notice about him is that he tries to kind of clean up what he did. So he'll say, yeah, I did do this, but it wasn't that bad. It was just a little this and that, little this and that. Anytime he's talking about his part. But when he's talking about her, she's this big monster. So, and I think he probably did perceive it that way. So I do believe what he's saying, because we see how Latrice act on social media. So the cussing and all of that, and the fighting and threatening him, I definitely would not put that past her from the behavior that I've seen her display on the internet. So I believe him to a certain extent. Yes, I don't think that he's lying, and I don't think he lying or exaggerating. But when it comes to Latrice, I and I'm not taking up for any abuse or anything like that. But when it comes to her, I kind of look at it's all her. Been watching for years. Oh, Boo Love said it's all her. So what I will say as well is I feel like we have a culture, not a culture, but as Black moms, I think that we have to learn. And when I say we, I'm not singling anybody out, but just as a whole, I think that Black moms have to learn to kind of approach things differently sometimes, because there are some toxic behaviors sometimes in our community when it comes to motherhood and single parenting and the stress that we face. So I think that he probably does feel like he was in an abusive, toxic situation with his mother. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I can see that. I do. I'm pretty much like you. I think it's both of them really. Because we just can't just say, oh, he lying. No, he has some truth to what he's saying. And we just can't say, oh, she lying, because I believe there's some truth to what she's saying as well. But I really do believe with all my heart, I do believe that Krisha, can you hear us?
I can now.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Krisha.
But I believe
y'all, hold on 1 second.
Okay. But yeah, I do believe. Yeah. Oh, you can hear us?
Yeah, I couldn't hear it, sir. But yeah.
Okay. But I do believe that he do want a little money too. But overall, this don't need to be on. To me, this did not need to be on the internet at all. This is something that they should have did behind the scenes. But from my understanding, okay, Upper. From my understanding, I think that from my understanding, I forgot what I was about to say, but from my understanding, he said he was willing to do therapy, but she wasn't. She said she didn't need therapy. So, and that's with Black people, we got to cut it out, because we got to go to therapy. See, the reason why we don't want to go to therapy is because we don't want to hear what's about to take place. Okay, but we got to go to therapy, because that until we go to therapy, we're gonna keep creating these generational curses. These things need to be broke, because all that is she had trauma growing up. She passed it along to her son. I'm sure the other ones are gonna get passed along that. But when are we gonna stop? When is the cycle gonna stop? So go ahead, Krisha. What do you think?
So I am 100% pro the son. Um, I just think that he's telling the truth. I think that I've seen some people saying, like, not in this chat, but I did see some people saying that he didn't take accountability, but he actually took a lot of accountability, which resonated with me, because I was like, house to house to house to house, just like him, running away bad. But all that stems from him being a product of his environment. You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
saw what was going on around him.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? And then to know, people getting checks for you, you don't know nothing about it. You're not getting none of the money. You being caught, she put them through a lot. And the reason that she don't want to go through counseling is because she's scared to face her own demons of the type of mom that she was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could she be? Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, Krisha more the child, and I'm leaning more to the mother. But y'all gotta understand, Amber and Krisha have a totally different background. So
Yes.
how she see it, I don't see it like that. And how I see it, she don't see it like that.
Okay, Amber,
So
you
and
get
that's
me?
fine.
You get me?
I muted you because your phone was echoing.
Okay, let me say this right quick. MJ, strong and family. Baby, this household over here straight. Never been in no DCF. None of that, baby. None of that.
What's happening?
From day one. So I don't know what you talking about. My household, how
Okay,
my
so
household go.
wait, hold on. Let me answer. I want to answer the last one really quick from Chandra. She said she's gonna stand with Latrice because regardless of anything, a child is to never raise their hand or disrespect their
That boy
parent.
ain't never hit that
I
lady.
hold on. Hold on. I
Totally
don't
was.
know about that, but I disagree to a certain extent. Just like suppose our mothers and our we didn't ask
You
you
breaking
here.
up,
We
Creature.
didn't ask for them to
You breaking
procreate.
up real bad.
Am I
Yeah.
breaking up? Hold on,
Yeah.
let me fix this. Okay, is it better?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
better.
Okay, so like personally, I don't go by like she said. Yes, the Bible says honor thy mother, honor thy father, or your days may be short, right? But at the same time, I feel like they should give that same, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do they expect that if your parents are not being respectful to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a lot to ask for, especially if you're a child that's going through the foster system over and over. Your parents are not there. Um, you don't care. Why did it take her 3 years to get her kids back? We got to talk about it. Why were you mad at that little boy? Same thing happened to me when I was 9.
She
I
never
told the
liked
tr-
that, that little boy.
look
They
though,
know
when I
that. They
was
playing fucking
9,
crazy.
when I was 9, we tell our kids. So this is the one part I'm gonna touch on. Parents tell their kids to tell the truth. Number one, you tell them to tell the truth. But you had him lying when you wanted him to lie. But when he finally told the
Hmm.
truth to the DCFS people,
Hmm.
you were mad. And I feel like you have a lot of resentment to that. And personally, I can resonate with that because I did the same thing. I told when I wasn't supposed to. They asked me questions that I wasn't prepared for. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like she still holds that resentment because I go through that to this day.
Mm.
Candy Kissy, it go beyond that. If you go back,
Um,
back, if you go back, 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 way back before the fame came, that lady used to beg every day. She used to be on drugs, all that. She done got her kids cooking, all that. Used to stay in abandoned houses with her kids and all that.
Yes, Lolita, yes, to answer your question, yes, they were. So that's why I'm a little more, I guess I'll say humble with my mother because I knew what she went through
Remember this
previously.
the wrong thing on.
Y'all
Wrong
gotta
thing,
remember,
baby.
Latrice mama was kind of, not so great. She was giving up at 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he said, like I
you breaking up.
okay.
Breaking up. Upper says she back. Breaking up. Breaking up.
You you'll probably do better if
Hmm.
you disconnect and come back.
Lolita, to answer
Okay,
your
let me do
question,
this.
Lolita
Drop
Jones,
the
I
link.
do believe she's like her parents. It's very much true what MJ Strong just said. You are your kids are products of their own environment. So your kids are basically products of you. So yes, I do believe that she picked that up from her parents. Absolutely. And Lolita, you asked me what do I think? Why do I'm leaning more towards Latrice? Simply because I know I to me, the reason why I'm leaning towards more to her, like I said, I believe it's both of them, but I'm leaning more towards her on her side because I know how kids can lie and manipulate to get whatever they want. I always seen it as, and the reason why is because I seen my niece do it with us. She, she would come over here. She'll get mad at her mama, come over here with me. She don't like something I tell her to do. She'll go talking about me to everybody. Then she'll go over there with Lexus. Then she'll have a problem with Lexus over there. Then she'll go over there. So, and it's not just her. I've seen plenty of other kids do that. So I begin to think that the child is the problem.
So I feel like he may okay. So right now, can I say, because he's came out and he's told his story before, right? And yes, I've
Mm-hmm.
witnessed that in real life too, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's came out, he's told his story before. Okay, can we say at this point he's doing it for money because he wants some money, but that still doesn't take away from his
Me,
story. That
that
still
is
doesn't take
don't
away from his experiences.
that story. That's absolute. Now that's
You know what
correct.
I'm
Your phone
saying? Like
breaking up.
it does be in reality, she's exploiting them every day, just like he says. That shit right, y'all.
Can
You
y'all
breaking
hear
up?
Is
Creature? Is it
right.
breaking up?
Yeah, you. She's breaking up. Pretty bad.
I don't know why.
Are you on your
Sometimes you.
Let me
computer?
take off my Wi-Fi. Hold on. Is
Okay.
this better with the Wi-Fi off?
You sound clear
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I turned my Wi-Fi off. I don't know, and I'm in my house, so I don't know. But basically, what I was saying was like she 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 does exploit them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he is coming out. Maybe he is wanting some money right now. Maybe he is on hard times. But at the same time, that's you know what I'm saying. Like that don't take away from what happened. That don't take away from his story. That don't take away from him being given. You know what I'm saying? Taken away from her. Yes, she was like her mom because her mom gave her up at 4. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the cycle was just going and going and going. And it got to stop somewhere. But that don't take away her story just because he needs some money. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
then she's very defensive, just like my mother. And I don't want to talk, I don't want to like, I could give her, I don't like stories that is so close to my life because then it feel like I'm going to take one side. But you still talk the same way. You still do the same way. You still exploiting them children, like he's saying. You're going in that little girl, keep talking about that little girl is pregnant and pregnancy test. That shit is weird. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying? So
didn't
we
like that
can't
either.
we can't just keep on ignoring the signs just because you feel like you made it. I mean, you did make it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you didn't make it as a mom. Period. Because they shouldn't have never been
So
in
you,
defects and it shouldn't have never took you 3 years to get them back.
mm, yeah, um, this a messed up situation. Honestly, it is because I get what you saying, Krisha. But you saying that it's his story, regardless, and I get that totally. It is his story. Who am I to say that didn't happen to you? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I get it what y'all saying, but I'm also y'all got to understand where how I was raised and where I come from. I honor thy mother, thy father. I don't care what they do. That was just it. You had to do it, and so I don't believe in going on live and outing your parents. I just don't believe in stuff like that. And too, I don't care what she did. Too many people are doing it.
Yeah.
It's not for social media.
So I'm grown now, but I will tell y'all, like when Facebook and stuff first came about, 2009, 2010, I didn't really care what I said because I was still young minded. I was still young,
Mhm.
and that's what's
Yeah.
happening right now.
Yep. 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 Yeah, I get it. I get it totally. I do it. I just
I
hate
want
that they got to go through. I hate that they're going through this because at the end of the day, it's not my business, your business, the social media business. We just looking at it and we just blogging on it or whatever, or other people is being mean. I'm sure hateful to either of them, both
Mm-hmm.
of them or whatever. But at the end of the day, they still have this problem. When we cut off our computers and we get off social media and stuff, they still got this
They
problem right here.
do.
That's his mother and that's
So
her son.
So, Candy, let me ask Candy this. Candy said this has been going on for years. He retracts and get back on it when he's not getting what he wants, right?
Mhm.
Got it. But let me ask you something. If you was going back, you the parent. You supposed to be the mature one. You know this is still your son. You still want him to honor thy mother, honor thy father. You want him to do all that. But if you feel like something is wrong with your child and he's telling you, let's go to counseling, would you do that? Or would you just say, I don't need that shit? How long you gonna say that? You need that shit.
I would definitely go. If it was me to work on the relationship with me and my child, because I wouldn't want to have that type of relationship with my child because it's real. Some of these kids, and I be seeing the stories on TikTok from the parents and from the kids. Some of these kids, when they leave, they get 18 and 19, they leave, they go no contact with their parents. A lot of the white kids do that too, and black kids are starting to do it. But that,
Mhm.
do you know how a parent could feel? Do you know how a parent must feel that your child is going no contact with you? I don't care what y'all did. I
Mhm.
don't care what
I
y'all
do.
been through. That fucking hurts. I can
Yeah, I
only
do it
imagine.
now. I do it now. And then
I,
not so like Bree Bree, that's a great comment. She said, I think that all the people that sits in in his chat and listen to how he talk about mom know that he is wrong. It's okay for him to have feelings, but I can't agree with him dragging her. I don't agree with him dragging her, but then we have to put ourselves in his shoes. Like, how many times has she exploited him for being gay online? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
that's
it's so much. It's reasons behind everything that you don't know when somebody is at their breaking point and they just you don't get a chance to tell somebody when they gonna break or when they gonna think about it, especially when they have so much trauma. But you should be that parent and help them get through that trauma. So if you feel like they need counseling, they feel like y'all need them. Both of y'all need to sit on that couch. Cause my mama
I,
damn sure won't go. Cause she don't want to hear about herself.
Yeah,
I got
that
a question.
because people don't want to go because they know, like you said, they don't want to hear about it. Not only that, y'all, um, therapy gets you in the most uncomfortable feeling that you don't want to be in. But the only way that you're growing and you getting it is it got to be uncomfortable, because if it's not being uncomfortable, then there's nothing. They ain't doing it right.
Carmen Collective said if he really wanted to go to counseling, he wouldn't have came to that's not true. If you have somebody that's constantly shutting it down, that's not true. Then if that's the
Let,
case, then a lot of this
let me
stuff
ask
wouldn't
you this,
come.
Prisha. Let me
Hmm.
ask you. Girl, MJ Strong say I say fuck the kids. Let me ask you this. When you first of all, when you take care of your kids and you know you took care of your kids and you done did what you could for your kids, and you know that
Hmm.
you do say F them kids at that point. But
Hmm.
damn, what was I about to ask you?
Oh God
What's this?
dang.
Oh, therapy. So has
I'm
he
sorry.
did therapy
You
himself?
guys hear me? Y'all can't hear me?
Oh, we hear you
We
now.
hear you
Has
now.
he done therapy himself?
So I don't know. I need to go back and listen because I listened to all the videos. But I can't remember if he said he did the work. Um, and that's why
Because
I'm sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
if he okay, he could go, okay, he don't need to worry about it. His mama, if she say she don't want to do it, forget about it. You go get the help that you need so that you will
Mm-hmm.
know how, so you can heal and you'll know how to handle your mother.
Absolutely. And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. So I just don't deal. But um at the end of the day, I don't know if he did it. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
he's still a kid. You know what I'm saying? He still has a childish mind frame.
How old is he?
How old is he?
He in his 20s. I
Can
think
I
he's like 21.
can I say
Mhm.
something?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Upper.
Okay, I wanted to say that just as, from because I don't follow Latrice like that, so I don't know everything about what happened because I know the stories about 4 years ago, 4 years old, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's just now resurfacing again. But what I was gonna say is, I kind of look at the situation that what I've been hearing. It's so sensitive to me, and I think
It
it's because
is.
I'm a mother, and because I'm somebody's child, so I can understand it from both perspectives. But as a mom, it's like, do you, I mean, we beat ourselves up at night and think about what we could have did better. I mean, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? I mean, every night I know I do because we're not perfect. Every night I not every night, but a lot of nights I think maybe I could have said that better. Maybe I could have did this better. Maybe I could have approached this better. So as mothers, we beat ourselves up enough. So when your child is also not only putting out there what you've done wrong, but not putting it out there, but telling you what you did wrong in raising them. As a mom, you have to be receptive to that. But it's so hard. And that's why I say the internet really is the devil. because it's so hard to be able to accept criticism from your child in front of the world. Because instead of opening yourself up to what you did wrong as a parent, because everybody do something wrong as a parent. But instead of being open and listening and being receptive to what he's saying, you're concerned with what he's telling the internet and what people are going to think about you. So you can't focus on trying to heal with your child because you're also looking at all of the criticism. Well, why did he come into the internet? Well, he want attention. Well, this is for clout or this is for money, instead of focusing on what he's saying. I really don't think that, and that's why I'm gonna research the story a little bit more, but from what I hear, I think that he is hurt for real. And I think that he does have some real trauma behind his mother. And I think that she just needs to be receptive to it. But I also don't think that she should be demonized for it. Because it's some content of hers that I've seen where, yeah, I know she lost her kids, but I don't know how long ago that was, but it seems like she's doing better now. So I just really hope that they can get it together. And what I hope for him, because he's not a child. He's not a child. He's an adult. And at this point, I think that he needs to also realize, because as kids, we grow up, right? And we can't keep behaving like children. So at a certain point, as in adulthood, now I'm not going to rush him because it took me a while for my parents, because they weren't perfect. When you reach a certain point in adulthood, you start to realize, and it just comes out of nowhere. It's like you get this epiphany. Damn, I thought my parents were supposed to be perfect, but now that I'm grown and I got all the stress that they had, and I got my own kids and I got my own situation, I see why they made the mistakes that they made, because they're growing up and they're maturing and they're changing right along with me.
Yeah.
So I just hope that, like you said earlier, that they can go ahead and get that counseling, because she can't change whatever she did in the past. So coming back to the internet repeatedly every few years to remind her of what she did wrong is not the situation.
So you know what you just said made very much sense. So if he coming back every few years, what do that mean? What do that say? He wants something from her, or what? Because if he already told the story, what you telling it again for? Why you keep coming back?
I heard him say,
I can answer that.
A lot of people are saying it's because it's for clout. Personally, or for money or whatever. I don't think that. I think that he really is hurt. If you're hurt, and I'm gonna let you go in a second, Chris. Just let me get this one little part out. But if you hurt and you bring it to somebody and they don't address it and they don't fix it and it's left unhealed, you're gonna keep coming back.
Yep.
Because it's not being properly addressed.
But yeah, I literally drove myself crazy, like that. Like really drove myself crazy like that, waiting on an apology from somebody I was never gonna get it from. Okay. So it's just like, when we can't, you know what I'm saying? This is almost like, y'all don't yell at me, but this is almost sort of like victim blaming. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the child.
Your phone broke up. Who did you say?
I said this is almost like victim blaming because he was the child. You know what I'm saying? It took me a long time to realize what I was chasing was never going to happen. So I do believe internally he's hurt.
But you know what, Krisha? I want to say this. All of our traumas are not to the same extent, but I promise you, everybody has trauma from their parents. I promise you, even if it's not as significant as the next person's trauma, I bet every single person in this chat can say, I remember when my mama did this and I never forget she did that. Or I remember my daddy did this and I couldn't believe he did that. Everybody has something.
It is something. It's something that
even if we had, because I know I do, it's the way, and I hate that in our culture with a lot of our parents, because even Amber just said it. A lot of Black people don't even believe in going to therapy. A lot of Black people say it's by the Bible, honor thy mother, honor thy father, and just no matter what, you have to honor your parents. Now, that's where our culture becomes toxic because if your parent SA'd you, then we can't honor our parent if that happened. We have to find an alternate way to deal with that. Because from what I heard from that young man was very disturbing actually. Where and I don't want to say it so graphic on your panel because I don't want you to get flagged. But he basically said that in a way, I guess you could call it SA, is what he dealt with during a particular situation with his mom. So that's why I say, he's been through some extreme trauma. And I feel like there's some denial going on Latrice's part where, and people are saying that Latrice is lying when she says that she didn't do that to him. But did y'all know that when you do something that you're so ashamed of, or if something happens to you that you're really ashamed of, you can literally subconsciously block that from your memory. You can literally make yourself forget something. And I don't believe that the boy is lying about that situation. But I think that Latrice has convinced herself that it hasn't happened. So I feel like they need some intensive therapy. And like I said, somebody needs to get with him and let him know. I don't know where his friends are or whatever, but coming to the internet over and over again with this story is not fixing anything.
Well, he said, did you hear him when he said before when she actually had got them back or whatever? Um, he said that he was with his aunt. That was like pretty much the best time, you know what I'm saying, in his life because she actually listened. She let him express himself. And all these things that he probably needed, didn't have, don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he said she let him express himself. He did good in school at that time. He didn't get in trouble at her house. And then that's when he ended up going back with his mother. And he didn't want to go there. And she came out and said that the sister was trying to keep her son.
I saw that. She's in denial. Because imagine how much it would hurt as a parent to hear that you could not work with your own child, and then as soon as they went to live with someone else was able to kind of, for the most part, get your child together and you start getting them on track. That hurts as a parent because it makes you open your eyes to see maybe I wasn't doing the best job.
You
So
said so.
Latrice,
When went wrong after that, Candy? He went home. He went back there.
yeah,
Mhm.
Lolita, I agree. That's what I think. To be honest, I just don't, and this just me just speculating. I personally don't think that he's making that up. She's saying that it didn't happen. I believe that it. I think that it did.
I
So
think
I
that it
mean,
did.
you don't think it
I'm gonna be
happened?
honest. Hey, Cancer 66. Yeah, I don't think that it happened.
I
I think he threatened her. I think she threatened him and said, I will do that. Since that's what you like or whatever, I'll do that. Because y'all, I just think that I don't think she actually put it up there.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't.
All of I have actually one of them who unalives himself. You know about that, Amber. And then I have two of my other cousins. The way that they turned out, my boy cousins, the way that they turned out how they was is because, of course, what happened to them. That's how they turned out like that. Hmm.
Well, yeah, that happens a lot. They do turn like that when
but
something
you know,
like that happens. Cancer
I,
66
I
says she
think that
believe it.
Whether
Well,
it's male or
they
female
said
that
that
did
she
it.
didn't pass the lie detector test. They said she didn't pass the lie detector test. But um, but lie detector tests ain't always accurate either. So
she said he did. He passed the
huh?
lie detector.
He
She
yeah, but they saying that she did. I heard that she didn't pass it.
uh,
She didn't and he did.
Hey, Latay.
I don't know. Okay, so Amber, what do you think he would get from making something up like that? Because the reason I asked you is because even though he is a homosexual male, from what I understand, it doesn't necessarily. I mean, that is a humiliating experience. So for
Mm-hmm.
somebody to share something that humiliating, it kind of makes me believe that it happened, because that's not something that I think that somebody would just make up in their head and be like, because it's humiliating. I don't think he would choose to want to come online and tell the world that somebody did that to him unless it happened. That's what I think, because
I'm telling
well,
you, I have
don't
seen it. I have seen it. These kids in the system, and I'm telling you, them kids, they'll say somebody messing with them just to get out of that certain situation. They don't have no problem with lying and coming to the
Well, girl,
internet.
I work with kids in the system good. So, so I know how they can manipulate. But I mean, okay, so what you said is true, but he's telling, damn, how many followers do Latrice have?
Over 1 million.
He's
I
not
think
just
she got
doing
like 2 million, maybe.
He's not just lying to his caseworker or lying to a family member. He's telling millions of people that humiliating experience happened to him.
Girl, these kids nowadays, I ain't trying to be rude, but these kids nowadays, they have no type of morals, integrity, no natural affection, no nothing. They think they got 9 lives to F up
So
and
let
do
me
it.
ask
I
you this.
wouldn't.
So do you
Amber,
okay, so Amber said lie detector test. I agree. They're not always right. I agree. But do you think what are the chances of both of them taking it, his coming back the truth and hers coming back a lie? They both was wrong.
Wait a minute, ask that again.
So they both took one, right? If
Mhm.
his was told that he didn't lie and hers told it did, you think his and hers maybe was faulty?
I don't know. I don't know. His was the truth. Hers said that she was lying. So I do believe, like I said, I believe that she played with him and said, "I'll put this up your tail. This what you like anyway." You know what I'm saying? You know how hardcore she is. So I believe she did say that, but I don't think she took some and just put it up there. No,
Mm.
why don't you
I
believe
don't
that?
think that.
But why not?
Because I just don't think that she would do that. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Shoot, well, I saw a video. Well, this is not really on the same level, but I saw a video where she was having an argument with him, and she jumped at him like she was about to fight somebody outside on the street. So,
Yeah.
I mean, she does have a propensity for violence. I'm not, and again, I'm not saying, because I know sometimes my mama done jumped at me and yoked me up when I was a teenager. Okay, so I get it, but I mean, the way he said it, I watched the clip that you just showed, and he was saying how his mother fight him like somebody on the street. So I don't know. To be honest, you want me to tell the truth? The truth is, I don't even really think that at this point, well, I ain't gonna say it don't matter. I'm gonna say if it's gonna be keep being brought up the way that he's doing, what is the end goal? What is he trying to do? What is he trying? Are you trying to fix things with your mother? Do you no longer want a relationship with your mother? What is it that you want?
I
Because
think
Yes.
he wanted, but I think it's hard to have. I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you my example. I wanted it real, real, real bad, right? But it was very hard to have because guess what? My mother is rough too. She'll fight you, your daddy, your uncle, yeah. She's rough too. You see what I'm saying? And so, and they stuck in that mind frame. I don't need no fucking counseling. I ain't nothing wrong with me. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it has nothing to do with kids being entitled because if they were it's hard to kind of be entitled when you didn't start off entitled, when you started off broke. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think he's more so wanting that relationship, but it's hard to have because he goes back. You know what I'm saying? But so it's just got to be hard to have.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can believe that it's hard to have that relationship. And I get it, because that Krisha, that's just like you. You say you keep your distance for your peace. And you know what I get it because it's hard. And that may be what he need to do. Keep his distance since his mom don't want the help. He go get himself cured,
Yep.
Quit coming back to this internet expressing this. Talk to your therapist. Get yourself, healed and handle your mama accordingly. Because like Upper said, what do we keep coming back here for? What do we keep coming back to the internet for?
Because it's the internet. This what we all come to. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah,
That's
but
true. But what is the internet doing? Like, is it helping you? And Miss White said, "Hey, Miss White. Hey, Love Cat." She said there's a reason why lie detectors is no longer used in court. The results could be accurate or wrong on both accounts.
that is true.
Hey,
However, that's true. However, that's
yeah,
true. However, I see. I be getting tripped up on her name too. I think it's because it's all together in one word. But
yeah.
I also agree. That's true what Ms. White said, but what Creisha said also makes sense because it is true that the lie detector test is not 100%. However, you do have to side eye the fact that he passed, she failed. They're telling the same story with two different accounts. One person has to be lying. So if they both fail, then I would say, oh, this is some BS. If they both pass, I would say, what's going on here? But it is it's interesting that he passed and she failed. So even though it's not 100%, police still do use, and the law enforcement still uses lie detector tests. No, you can't use it as evidence in court, but they're still used because it's not magic. All it does is it traces your heart rate. Naturally, your heart tends to speed up when you're lying and when you're getting anxious. That's a natural feeling when you're not telling the truth. You're calmer when you're telling the truth. So I just think I think that's something to consider that he passed and she failed.
Just Jules said that boy got issues. He set her house on fire as a child. He physically burned his younger brother too. Also was sex touching a kid at school. I can't see what else.
Wait, who was sex touching a kid? We talking about the son.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sex touching a kid at school. Yeah, and see the thing about the son that I noticed too is that he neither now Latrice don't take accountability and he doesn't either because like I said when you played that clip and he was talking about the thing how he contributed to the problem and why he was in trouble so much he downplayed a lot of the things that he did.
I do
He
believe
wasn't
he could have
serious.
did. I do believe he could have did some horrible things as a child. I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. So my 11-year-old cousin unalived himself, and that's because him and my other cousin who was already that way, which was a male, he was already that way, started touching on them, right, on the smaller ones. And my aunt is a pastor, so she used to always tell them, y'all better be lucky y'all ain't a certain age because you'll be going to hell. You be going to hell. So that's kind of like what made him unalive himself. But the one that started touching them was being touched by somebody on his mom's side because he was my cousin on his dad's side. So it's just like, to me, it all began somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It all began somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Miss White said, thank you for that super sticker, Miss White. She says, just coming in, so I'm not sure what's already been addressed. My question is, true or not, what is happening in his life when this resurfaced? He's obviously unhealed, but what's the trigger? Last time he needed deposit and first month rent. That's what we were just saying. Like, why do he keep coming here
The reason that
to
he gave
say,
the
go
reason that
ahead,
he gave
Upper?
when I was watching some clip I came across, he said that he has concerns for his younger siblings. So the reason he keeps coming
Yeah, I
forward is
heard that too.
He has
yeah,
concerns for what? You said the other kids?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too. But I mean,
That
that's not far fetched though, y'all, because I just be disgusted. First of all, it's a lot of things that I see And I'd be like, oh, you still twerking at your big age on doing all this? Come on, man, please.
Who, the mother?
Yes. Like some of that shit just
Oh,
be off the wall to me. Then you in there, you bringing this girl a pregnancy test. She's too young to even be knowing mm,
I didn't
anything
like
for
you
clout.
just
Anything for
speak that
clout.
stuff into existence. I did not like that. I did not like that because she's only 12. It wasn't a funny skit it at all because you can speak that in existence. Okay, so I didn't like that. I logged off of it. I said,
And
Hey
I feel
PJ,
like
I
that's why
logged.
I feel like he does try to go there and he does try to have that relationship. But it's still very not just saying it's her. You know what I'm saying? He's unhealed, yes. But when you go back to that environment, it's still very toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's still the same. It's he's just gotta understand that she's not gonna change if that's what he's looking for until she's ready, and he just have to change. He just has to change himself.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Gosh, I hate it for him though. I mean, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I
If
really
they
don't.
want money, go on a TV show, do counseling on TV. Shit, because it seems like they both want
Mm-hmm.
money. If that's what we gonna say, they both want money.
I think that she needs some parenting classes.
Excuse me,
Bless you.
y'all.
She needs some
Thank you.
parenting classes
So,
because
Upper, I
I
want
don't
your opinion
really.
on your panel from a social worker perspective.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Can
We can
y'all
hear
hear?
you.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Your opinion from a social worker perspective.
On the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think she needs parenting classes. I think she needs parenting classes, and I think that she doesn't know any other way to be.
Yep.
I
I
don't,
Because
believe
I
that's
that.
all
don't,
she knows.
I don't know her history,
So
but I
who we gonna fault? Who we gonna fault for her? Because that's all she know.
No, for
That's
real. Like, and
mommy.
that's why, y'all, I started coming around my mama. My mama lived with me and my husband and everything because I was like, when you start realizing, when you start growing, you know what I'm saying? You learning yourself, you fixing where you hurt at, then you will realize they messed up too. They didn't get the proper training they should have got either. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. And I just feel like he said it. He said his mom gave her up at 4. You know what I'm saying? And so I believe she went through a lot of things. And normally, like he said, parents will say, I'll never do this with my kids. I'll never do this with my kids. You're not going to continue the
Mm-hmm.
cycle. But I am here to tell you, they will continue the cycle. My mama
They
continued the
will.
cycle. Her sister continued the cycle. Her other sister continued the cycle. I'm telling y'all, you know what I'm saying? They will continue the cycle. So it has to be stopped somewhere. And that's what's
Mm-hmm.
going on.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yep, that's true. Them generation cycles, boy, they hell, ain't it?
and
They hell to break, baby. You
let me
people be stuck in their ways.
let me say this too,
Okay.
because she and that's you know what that's it right there too. What you just said, generational cycles, because
Mm-hmm.
she probably experienced the same type of behavior or treatment from her mom, and then who
Hmm.
knows what her mom, her mother got that from her mom, and it goes on and on. But what I was gonna say was, this is a shot in the dark, y'all. But I think that sometimes, well, I'm not gonna say that she's not who she authentically is when she goes live and she's doing her content, but I think that she exaggerates her personality for her platform.
Hmm.
And I think that sometimes you can get caught in that role where
Hmm.
you kind of get stuck in being, you got to learn to separate. Okay, I'm not performing for my followers right now. This is real life. This is what I'm dealing with in real life. And people, what people don't understand is that, like, content creation and doing skits and all of that stuff, you are acting. And
You
if
are
you look at, like,
acting.
yeah, and when you look at, like, the history of it's been so many different actors and actresses. Do you? And then this is probably kind of like off kilter, but like a wild theory. But do you remember that movie? I think it was the Joker. The guy passed away
I
that played
remember the
Heath
joke.
Ledger. Yeah,
Hmm.
so after he played that role, he was talking about how he had to actually get therapy because he got stuck in the role. The young lady that played in the musical Ariana Grande, she just played in a musical with this black lady. I forget the name of it. Wicked, I think. She said that she got stuck in her role. The reason I say that is because when you're on social media for so long and you're performing for people and you got this crazy personality that you putting on, you can kind of get stuck in that and forget to turn it off. And I feel like what she does on the internet with her kids, because he even said it, she's been using us for years for money for her platform. And I think that she kind of is stuck in that. I don't know. I would love to talk to him. If he ever came to your platform, I would love to talk to him and ask him, how was life with your mom before social media? Was life with your
Who you
mom
talking about? That dude?
the young
Who
man,
you
Son,
talking
the
about coming
son.
to my platform? Yeah, I hear you. Who you
the
talking about
son?
coming to my
I
platform?
said if you ever had him come to your platform, if you ever allowed him
Oh,
to. But if he ever did, I would love to for him to answer the question whether or not life with his mom was different before social media. Was there any changes after social media? Did your mom personality get more extreme after social media? Because I think that the internet and social media plays a large part in the destruction of families. We're watching it right now in our sector.
yep. We are. You got that right. We are. Yep. I agree too, Upper.
And then everybody pick a side, right? Because they learn to like these people off of their character
Yep.
that they're putting
Mm-hmm.
on. These is real life characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they
Mm-hmm.
learn to like this person off of their character. They start believing them. That's who they gonna rock with, and that's what eventually happens. You pick a
Mm-hmm.
side.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we pick a side off of what we went through. You know what I'm saying? But or
Yep.
what we feel like resonate more to our beliefs. But that's what happens.
Yep. Thank you, Roslyn. Thank you for being a member for 10 months and thank you for that super chat. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. It's sad. I wish
It is.
I wish it was a way they can work through it without being on the internet, but I do think that she is stuck in her ways and I do think that it will be hard for them to get to where they want to because I do see that in her because she's the type of parent you the child and I'm the mama and you know what I say go or whatever. So I do think that it will be hard for them to
Hmm.
actually get some
By
peace behind
themselves.
it. Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
going to be hard for them to even do it by themselves. Like Zach, you remember at the house, my mama, I was trying to talk to her when she was living with us, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm grown now. We could talk. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. Girl,
Mm-hmm.
she turned up on me like, what the fuck, y'all kids want to know? I did this,
Mm-hmm.
I did that. So it's not always as easy as
Feel
as
sick.
people think it is.
Yeah. And even with me, like y'all, my parents are baby boomers and they are strictly old school. And I know I can't come to my mom and tell her um certain things. I can't talk. I could talk more so to my dad, but I can't come to my mom and talk to her because she'll be upset. Like she don't like to hear what we have to say or whatever, and I don't want to upset her, so I just leave it alone. Like Upper says, like we all have that trauma, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
We all have some type of trauma in us. We do. I do. I'm gonna say me, and I know my sister Ashley do. And we can't come. And it's not nothing about molestation or anything, but we can't go to her and talk to her about that because she gets all upset. So we just leave it alone. Okay, Upper, we just leave it alone.
Mhm. But you even learn to leave it alone, like in his situation. You just got to. For your peace, for
Mm-hmm.
your sanity, you gotta let that shit go.
Yeah.
You gotta let it
Yeah.
go. They gonna do what they wanna do. and they gonna do it
Mm-hmm.
how they want to do it, and you can't tell them shit because in real life they still feel like they're the parent, and you can't tell
Mm-hmm.
them shit, and they know
Mm-hmm.
more than you.
Mm-hmm.
At
That's
the end of
true.
the day, these people need to. I'm not well. Yeah, I'm gonna say people in general. They need to learn to stop bringing their family business to social media because because people believe that these folks on social media actually have a genuine concern for their family, and a lot of times they don't.
And
A
Mm-hmm.
lot of times they enjoy watching the drama, they encourage the
yep.
drama, they egg it on, and it just makes things worse. That's the reason why I was wondering, like, I don't know what he's expecting from bringing this stuff to social media, but it's not gonna make anything better, you know. So if he doesn't want that relationship, I think that he should just go ahead and
Yep.
just leave it alone until he's ready. If he's never ready, then that's his choice too. But coming back to social media every 4 years to reignite the same story and it, incite the same followers and just, do this over and over again is not healthy for him or her.
Mhm.
You know?
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree too. And that's just all to it. They don't need to be coming to the internet with it. And all they need to talk about it behind the scenes or just forget about each other at this point. Cause coming here ain't gonna get it.
Personally, if it was me and I was the mother, I wouldn't even responded. Personally, I wouldn't have responded. Big me wouldn't have responded
Mm-hmm. I
because
could
we've
see
been here
that too.
before.
Right. I could see that too. But on the other side, you do know she gonna respond because she get paid to respond.
Hmm. But we have to think. Then that just makes me think like, are we gonna think about what's more important for even our? Mm.
Right. Right. I get it. Hey, Josephine, I get it. Mm. It's a bad situation. Y'all, I enjoyed this live,
Yeah, it
y'all.
was.
Um,
Y'all
how
better
we feel?
thank me because Amber was trying to change her mind.
I sure was. I
Right,
sure
tired,
was. I was like, yeah, no, I don't feel like going live. Yeah, no, I don't feel like going
tired.
live. But y'all gonna be getting more lives like this. I love a dialogue, but it's so hard trying to get y'all to come up here and dialogue for whatever reason. I don't know. But y'all had the hardest time coming up here to come up here and dialogue some stuff. We can have a good show,
She ain't talking about
but
us. She talking about y'all down there.
hmm,
I told him you ain't talking about us. You talking about them down there.
They probably feel that maybe they feel more comfortable getting on the panel doing dialogue under members only. So especially because of the
but
second
then
we people start
I can't,
listening, you know
my
what I'm
channel
saying?
can't grow from members only though.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Thank
Well,
y'all for
you should you have a set
Hey.
amount of people or decide who you want on the panel before you go live because when you try to do an impromptu, a lot of times people not gonna come up. But just like you talk to
yeah.
me
See,
and
that's why I asked y'all to do y'all mind coming up here because I know some people just don't want to come up here for whatever reason. So I was like, let me see before I go live because I don't want to feel like I'm talking to myself. But this would be a good dialogue to talk about. Hey Angie, hey everybody coming in. My black is beautiful, Creisha said, but how long does one stay silent with allegations like that?
right.
With allegations like the stick in the finger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the most.
Well, I feel like yeah, I feel like she should and could have spoke about that before because this is not the first time it has been said. That's why you said how long, right? I feel like you could have spoke about it before, but I also think some people say stay silent on some things because it's true. So you don't know how to address it and you don't want to address it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like Upper just gave a great example when she said when you do horrible things, when you do something so bad, you will push it out your mind to make you know what I'm saying yourself believe it didn't happen. So, and the best thing to do is not address it. For some people are so manipulating they gonna feel like not to address it anyway because they feel like if they tell their story, they might tell on themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, my mom do said that she addressed it before. What did she say before? The same thing. She said she didn't do it. Because
Huh?
she, Mom do said, well, she addressed it before, so she could have stayed silent this time. But I was wondering, did she basically say the same thing? Did she say it never happened? Um, I wouldn't have
I don't know
responded
what
either.
she said before.
When you come out here as a mother and you say, oh, when you get to new levels, it's new devils, and you know what I'm saying? Big talk, big money talk. When you come out here like that, something it's just something ain't right. When you get to new levels, it's new devils. This been the same devil for 4 years now. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, what is you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
Now, this is the danger of being a social media influencer. Trust and believe.
Yep. This.
You when
Yep.
them kids gonna come out just like the saga that we coming from. Oh, trust me, them kids
Yep.
gonna come out.
But
Yep.
I believe when you get to new levels, do you just level up monetarily? Do you, do you level up mentally to where you like fuck that shit? We done been here. I'm not finna explain nothing else. As a grown ass woman, as a mother, like you just finna talk now, and I'm gonna let the people figure you out myself. You see? I don't know.
Yeah. 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 That's true. So what time you gonna go live, Creisha?
I just finished cooking, so I'm about to hop in the shower real quick, and then I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna change it if I finish early enough.
So what
Girl, you
time you
better
got it
not
set
change
for? 8 o'clock?
that now, girl. We've been waiting on that one. You need
Um,
a little.
no, I'm no, I ain't gonna change it from the day, but I'll change the time up
Oh,
if I get ready fast enough. But I just finished cooking, so
She said VM said she addressed it 3 times. I've been watching her since she started Facebook. She falls out with all her friends, and trust me, it's about money for her as well. I can believe it. I ain't doubting that about that money thing. Oh, you would, girl? That's fine, y'all. Who in here is a single mother? Who in here is a single mother? Hit one or two. If you
we're
are a
here.
single mother, you raise boys,
all the
hit
single
one
ladies.
because I want to have a dialogue on the single mother too. Single mother. Because y'all, I did a video and it was good today about the single mother.
I gotta watch it.
Baby, I
It
take
was
my
good.
hats off to y'all. Let me pour a little look out for y'all. Um, for real, man. Like for real. Like I take my hats off to y'all because y'all be killing it, and
Well, that's the reason
Mm-mm.
why I say I empathize with Latrice on a certain level because if um if it's his name Courtney, right?
Yeah.
The son and
Ask where his
the
daddy
Courtney,
at with all of this going on.
that's what I'm that there you go.
His
There
daddy
you go.
been in prison since he been little, since he been two.
mm-hmm.
But he ain't on here
And
bashing
then
him
they,
though.
mm-mm. But he don't like his daddy side of the family either.
Nope, he don't.
He don't like nobody. See, I'm
You
telling
can't you
you.
can't bash your dad if he been in jail
She
since you was
said he a
two.
problem. He don't
You
like
know what I'm saying? What
nobody.
can you say? What can you
Yes.
say about him? He a deadbeat.
I
He
mean,
went to jail
I
on me.
mean, really, really, that he's not there. That's big enough. That's enough
Yeah.
said. Because the thing about it is, here's the thing: when you're absent, you can't be present to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there to make mistakes with you every day. There to show you my imperfections every day. I'm not there for you to get mad with me every day because I'm not there. The only thing you can be mad about me for is not being there. But the mother, on the other
Mm-hmm.
hand, the child can point out every single thing that she's done wrong since birth. And the reason for that is because they've been there. If perfection is what a child is looking for, even into adulthood, they're going to be sadly disappointed. That's why I said at a certain point in
Yes.
adulthood, you have to reach a certain point where you understand that your parent was not perfect and never will be. And you should
Yep.
have not expected that. Most children do though, because they look at you like they superhero. But as you get older, you
Mm-hmm.
gain knowledge.
Yeah.
I shouldn't
Yeah.
expect
I
perfection
agree.
from this person. She's my parent, but she's also a human.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I agree. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with neither. Neither one, because one wasn't there and one was there, but just it just wasn't, you know. But I just don't feel like it's a lot that he could really say about him. And I don't want to keep bashing her because you're right, she is human. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, she only did what she knew, and that's what made me come around to my mother. But I want you to be able to fix yourself too. You know what I'm saying? You got grandkids now and shit like that, but at the same time, you can't keep bringing these same type of men around your children. What are you teaching
He
them
said
different?
he said
Mm-hmm.
that too. He said that ever since he could remember, it was always somebody in their house. Y'all
Yeah,
remember he said that?
Yeah.
it's a video.
Yeah.
I was actually watching I Ringo TV video the other day, and and he played the video where she was talking about him, about his sexuality, and she was like, "You don't know that boy," or whatever, whatever. You was in there, I think, up, and so he was like, she was like, "You don't know that boy," and that's why. You see, I don't have, she said, somebody name around me like that because he still want to be gangster and he still want to do this and that. You can't keep you just can't keep doing that. Like, you have to change. As an adult, you have to change the scenery. You have to change the environment for your children. You know what I'm saying? Like, they getting swallowed up every which way.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I
If I
agree
would
with
have
some of it.
never,
I
I
agree.
feel like I would have been swallowed up for real. Had I never, my whole family came here to Georgia and they left and I stayed. But I feel like that was the best thing in my life I ever, 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 ever did. Because I feel like I would have just been swallowed up. Mm-mm.
Yeah. She definitely dropped the ball bringing them different men and from when he was little, she had him stealing. Wow.
Oh, you remember? I told you that story, Amber. I was telling Amber,
I-
and so who was we on the phone with? For real, that's trifling. Like, why you got them kids stealing? But I had a cousin like that. She'll have her kids stealing, running out with the carts out the store. That shit happens in
Mhm.
real life. Yes, in Chicago.
Wait,
Yes,
she had him stealing from the grocery store.
out the stores.
Oh,
My cousin did the same thing. I could walk upstairs and ask my grandmother right now. My cousin was known for having her kids steal out the stores. Yes.
Yeah, I remember when they said she used to be boosting. I do remember that. I do remember when they said she used to be boosting and stealing. Um, she is who she is, though. She's very hardcore, and she don't care what she say out her mouth. Some of the stuff that I did hear her say to her son or about her son,
Hey,
like
Deborah.
my mouth was just like, ain't no way in the world I could talk to my child like that. I'm just sorry, I couldn't do it.
Half the shit we wouldn't say to our parents. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like, because I end up being raised by my great grandmother. So, thank the Lord. That was
Hmm.
pastor and pastor's wife. So
Hmm. Yeah. Well, y'all, we finna get off, y'all. I enjoyed the girls up here. Creesha be going live. I don't know what time. What time you said?
it's set for 9:30, y'all, but it may be before 9:30. I'm about to go shower
Oh
and
Lord, I
then
hope it is, girl.
girl, shut
Because
up.
she's
Because I
going
don't care
live
what
about
come
some
on.
Christian Jordans.
What? Oh,
Y'all go check out her thumbnail.
wait a
Go
minute.
check out the
You're not on. What time zone are you in?
Eastern.
she on
You on
Eastern.
Central.
Yeah, you on Eastern?
Uh-huh. But I'm probably gonna change it, yeah. So it's 8:30 your time, uppers.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's only 7 something. What time is it?
Can I
It's only
wash
7.
7.
my
If
ass?
you don't move that up to 8 o'clock or something, or 7:45.
It's 8 o'clock. Oh, I might.
She's talking about 7:45. Something good. You want to hear
Mm-mm.
this good? You
That
want to hear this good
that's because she
live?
wanna be asleep.
Oh,
That's
you tired?
what she wanna go to sleep. Um, Candy, it's at 9:30 Eastern time, but I might change it. I'm finna go get my life together real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this was a great
It
deal.
was.
Thank you for inviting me on your panel. I had a good time.
Thank you, Upper. Thank you, Creisha.
I'll see
Same.
y'all in these YouTube streets.
All right.
All
See
right,
y'all
y'all.
later.
Bye, y'all. Love y'all.